Hello, and welcome to this week's installment of The Noted Podcast, hosted by me, Eric, and Daniel.
Hello!
Wednesday, we did the first 6 episodes of CyberPunk EdgeRunners, and we had a guest on. His name was Abraham Sandwich. Well, it still is, because, yes. But we're finishing up the series. So, Abe is still here to help us and give us insight into cyberpunk.
That I am.
Abe has his own channel called Abraham Sandwich, if you didn't pick up on that. He makes a ton of cyberpunk content, and you should check it out. The link will be in the description. So...
Click on that link.
Do it! Okay, so, episode 7, time skip. David is now chromed out the wazoo. He's turned into what he never wanted to become. And everything's different. Everything's different. One day, Faraday finds David and is like, yo, I got some stuff for you guys to do, but you need to prove yourself to me. And so they go and get like information on from Arasaka for Militech. And we get to see some sweet lore. And in this, we hear about like a civil war or like a metal war, like a global net crash or something like that. And it's just like, what just happened? Oh my gosh, right? I don't like time skips, but Abe, is there actually a civil war in this game?
So, from what I understand of like the little bits that I've dug out looking on the wiki and crap like that, yeah, there was, but it was like very much run by corporations and stuff. From what I understand, there's like the Texas was like a part of started to become its own union, and then you had the new United States of America, the NUSA, and so then like I think Texas kind of joined with. I don't know for sure. I'm probably messing this up, but they joined with like I think parts of Mexico and things like that, and there was like a war that happened there. From what I understand, because they talk about like the USA and Mexican War as well. They mention that in the game sometimes. I feel like.
Oh.
South America. They might be more saying South America.
Yeah.
Kind of war.
Is Night City in North America or South America then? I didn't realize it took place on like our Earth, I guess.
Yeah, so technically Night City is like Los Angeles area.
Wait, Daniel, you didn't think that Night City was on Earth?
I just they never said what planet it was.
No, I know.
So I just assumed it was some random place. Yeah.
I get you. I can understand the assumption, but like I never thought of that.
No, yeah, it because like the lore of like the world is like that. It's like LA kind of area was how it is depicted in the game and everything. Like even one of the relationships in the game that you can have, one of the characters, her name is Judy. If you like don't have a relationship with her, she'll like say, hey, I'm gonna go on like a road trip, and just like leaves, and then she'll actually post a picture from Seattle and say like, hey, I made it up to Seattle, which I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, yeah, I mean, we live in Tacoma, so I was like,
wait a minute,
dang, that's kind of sick. Like,
that's
they just
super dupe.
Seattle's still a city in 2077.
Yeah, she said Seattle.
Hot damn.
I mean, Tokyo exists, so
but Seattle?
I don't know. Like that's the thing is like Night City exists, but like LA doesn't. It's kind of interesting. It's interesting, but like Seattle and Tokyo do, and it's like, it's interesting.
Yeah, because it sounds like Arasaka had a big role in the war because they mentioned like Atom Smasher.
Yeah, so Arasaka from the lore and stuff like that, they actually joined in with the like NUSA, the new United States, and Arasaka helped fight that war, basically. Same with Militech, I believe. So, like, the corporations basically... That's the thing. The corporations are, like, on the level of the government, if not more, at this point in the game, anyway. You know, it might change here with the new DLC coming soon, so...
Oh, dude. Yes, sir. Yes. I'm excited to see. Because... Dude, it's taken me so long to try and play this game.
It really has. I've been trying to play this for a minute, bro.
I know, and I'm like, I haven't touched it in a minute. It's so daunting. It's such a big world, and I just know there's so many things to do.
Yeah.
I get distracted.
As someone like kind of watching the game release from the outside perspective, it did make me like a little sad to see all like the negative PR it got.
Yeah.
'Cause I mean, like, I don't love when games release like buggy, but it's to be expected at this point, and it's not like the game was missing content. It was more just it was buggy, but then there's games that like release with like half the content they promised gone, and everyone's like, oh no, it's alright, it'll release in DLC. It's like, wouldn't you rather a game that has a lot of content, it's just a little buggy to play, than a game that's just not finished at all?
No, Madden. For sure. And that's the thing, because like I started with Eric Madden. I started
yeah.
Sorry.
I like started playing it on PC, right? And so I was able to crank the graphics and like play through it, and I played through it with basically no glitches. So for me, my first experience, I was like, this game is great. I played it day one, and I didn't look up any reviews because I didn't want to spoil the story. So I didn't know anything about anything. You know, I did see glitches here or there. Like I'd call my car and it would just start driving through a wall in circles. You know, like random crap like that would happen. But that would just make me laugh. I was like, that's funny. But then you get the big news article, IGN type people just pointing the finger at it saying it's bad. And everybody just hops on the train and says, oh yeah, it's bad, rather than formulating their own opinion. And mind you, I will say the last gen like console, like Xbox One and PS4 versions were absolute trash. I saw gameplay and it was like pixelated people walking down the street, and like it was horrible. So like I'm not saying that they, you know, that should have been addressed a lot better. But
or
as someone
just
who
not
like,
even released on old gen. Just don't
understand
release
why
it
they
on
wanted
old
to.
gen.
Because like the newest update they just released, the EdgeRunner update 1.6.
Yeah.
They said moving forward they're actually going to cut off old gen. So like this is it for old gen, and moving forward they're only going to cater to PC and next gen, which is really interesting.
Which makes sense for a game of that scale. Like you really shouldn't be spreading yourself that thin. And like I know old gen wasn't good, but even my brother played it on the Xbox One when it released because he was super hyped. And he told me, he's like, yeah, I've had glitches, but it's not game breaking. He's like, I played through the game and I love it. And he was playing it on an Xbox One. So I'm like, okay, this must be like overhyped issues, because if he's able to play through it and it not be that bad, then it like, come on.
Yeah. I've had like commenters basically say like, oh, like I fell through the floor and then like rage quitted and just turned off my game. And I was like, bro, it's an RPG. You have no idea how many times I fell through the floor playing Fallout 4, and that game is like done, completed. They're never touching it again. Like,
have you
ever touched an open world RPG? Like, it's like,
have you ever played a video game?
Yeah, it's
in
just
general.
I just
Fireware
the amount of
Yeah.
comments and stuff that I've seen of people who have like, oh, I just experienced this one issue that like, or like they got to a soft lock in the game, in the story, right, where they couldn't move forward at all or anything like that. And to me, I'm like, I've played RPGs. I'm like, just go to a previous save. You know what I mean? I'm like, just go back a couple saves, fix it, move forward. But they're just like, nah, I soft locked. I'm done. This game's stupid. And I'm like, what? If you enjoyed the game up to that moment, though, then what? I don't get it. Anyways, we're probably going way too deep into like the game and not the show.
Yeah, a little tangent. Let's move on.
Some people don't do multiple saves. Eric. They just keep on saving it over the same file.
Bro, I have like 300 saves.
You will learn that lesson very quickly playing RPGs, to have as many saves as possible.
And as a content creator, I'm telling you right now, save regularly and different ones, because then if something goes wrong with a recording, you can go back to when you ended the last recording that was okay.
Make
sure you know, and
you smart.
Then you can replay and act like, oh, whoa, first time.
Whoa, I've never seen this
literally
before. Whoa.
It's actually a thing. Like a lot of YouTubers do that if something goes wrong.
I believe it, dude.
It makes sense. Yeah
Okay, so episode 8 begins. Next episode, boys. David, like, kind of going crazy. We see some symptoms of the cyber psycho, coming out of the works, and it makes me really sad because he's always saying like, I'm never gonna become this, like I don't see how people can do this, right? And then he just becomes it. And I'm gonna reiterate this like a million times because it makes me so mad. It makes me so mad. So he won't lay off of getting, like, he is a robot practically.
Oh yeah.
And Arasaka is getting angry about the netrunner who's like ambushing all of their data and like stuff, and it's like Lucy behind the scenes, bum bum bum, and then they end up hiring Faraday to track down the runner, and he hires Kiwi, and she traps Lucy, and then Kiwi captures her, and then it's all downhill for David at that point, because now he doesn't know where his booty is.
Yeah.
Right?
Where that he doesn't know where his girl's at.
Nope.
Yeah, every time I see Faraday on screen, I just want to call him Four Eyes, and this time it's not just being a jerk to people with glasses. It's true.
No. He's got
It's actual
two
fact.
Yeah, he's got 2 extra eyes.
So what'd you guys think of like that episode 8? I mean, it was kind of, I feel like, just more like kind of leading to episode 9.
Yeah, it was a builder. It was a build episode.
Oh, for sure.
It was just them going on like missions and like you seeing kind of like the downfall of David.
Yeah, this episode really is just more kind of about him kind of losing grip, because it shows his hand shaking, and then they have that scene of him on the couch twice, and then Lucy gets kidnapped.
Isn't he also going to Fingers a lot and like getting the
upgrades?
Doc.
The Ripper Doc, yeah.
Yeah. Doc. The Fingers doesn't exist in the show.
Right. Thank you. I'm sorry. I say Fingers simply because of the guy.
Oh, he
like
is
the
absolutely
pillars.
the most memorable, like Ripper Doc in the game.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Daniel, if you play the game, you'll know Fingers when you see him.
Okay.
He's very disturbing. He made me uncomfortable, very uncomfortable, and he's a dick.
Me out. He lives in my nightmares. I'm not gonna lie. He's.
I now have to look this up, to be honest.
Look him up. Look up Fingers.
He's just disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, he's repulsive. And he says the most creepiest shit in the world.
Yeah.
And like, he just talks about how he like manipulates people into getting like really crappy like upgrades that like eventually just kill them because they're like essentially just like diseased upgrades. But he's like, they know what they're asking for, kind of shit, and it's just makes me so mad.
The way you guys described him, I expected General Grievous, but then I found like a Hot Topic reject, and it's somehow worse.
I think my least favorite thing is your first interaction with him is he pumps his hand sanitizer on his wrist, and then you get the nice like ASMR of his hands like wiping together.
Yeah.
God.
Like the wet it just like it makes me so uncomfortable every time.
Moist.
Very, very moist, like wet sounds. It's just not
nasty.
Anyways.
Enough
about Fingers.
Yeah. So episode 9. Faraday and Kiwi and Arasaka make a plan to lure David to the cyber skeleton and make him install it so they can see if David's special enough to handle it. And then they lure Militech out there as well, because why not? You know, might as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Have him test the skeleton on them.
Yep.
Yeah. And then
the Badlands.
Kiwi helps Faraday do this. Faraday tricks David into thinking Lucy is telling him to use the skeleton, so he starts to install the skeleton. And then like halfway through the installation, she's like, "Don't do it, David." And he's like, "Well, it's too late for that." Like,
yeah,
I know.
You're like 95%.
Yeah, and you like look at him,
suck.
and in order to do it, he literally had to like detach his arms and legs.
Yeah,
like, they're not there anymore.
Yeah,
so
he
it's
was
like,
just a
like
chest and hips.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, this is fricked.
It's like someone told Darth Vader, "Why don't you just get out of the suit, man?" Like,
yep, that is true.
And so then David gets the skeleton on. He's like now like a big mech boy, and goes on a rampage, just goes ham on Militech, uses the suit, is using the Sandy the whole time as well. Like
endlessly.
Yeah, just pumping himself of the vials of what I think they're like the amino blockers is what they called them, I think.
Yeah, blockers.
Yeah, just pumping
You
him.
actually use in the game, by the way.
Oh, well, that actually answers the question I was going to
Very.
ask you.
It's different though. It's different though. So, I don't know. I mean, obviously, Johnny Silverhand. You've heard the name, of him. It's Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
So like in the game, basically, there's something that goes on with your head where you need to block him out of your head, and so you're taking blockers to actually keep him at bay, basically, to push back his sort of like encroaching thing. I don't want to spoil anything.
Okay.
But yes, you do use them.
The way he injects like the vials reminds me of playing Knights of the Old Republic when you take med packs, so you just stab like a gigantic needle into your leg. But yeah, David's barely holding himself together at this time. Like he's
I don't even know how he's alive, honestly.
He's special.
Right, I forgot.
He's barely sane, and it does show like the mental fortitude of him. Like that he's even able to like be coherent sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes is the correct word.
Yeah.
So what'd you guys think of this episode? This seeing David kind of nearly step off the edge, ride the ledge, as they say.
For me, I think it was the realization that I was like, yeah, he's dead. Like I was like, yeah, there's no coming back now. Like there's no
after he gets in that suit.
Right as soon as he's getting in it, I was like, oh frick. Like here it goes. Like I just knew it was coming. I was like, oh dang it. Like I didn't want him to die because I did really like David as a character. I thought he added a fun dynamic. And I mean, the game, like you technically get you get his jacket and stuff like that in the game that was in the update they added. So it's kind of like a part of me was like, dang, I kind of didn't want him to just go away, but I kind of saw it. Now I'm like, yeah, he's dying. Like this sucks.
Yeah. The moment he went into that suit I had the same thought. I was like, well, even if he survives, it's not going to be the same David. Like this is a point of no return.
He's going to be a vegetable if he survives.
If he survives, he's just a cyber psycho.
Or a vegetable.
Yeah.
I mean,
either one.
Yes.
Either way, he's not coming back.
He's dead. Yeah, he's gone.
So then we move on to the final episode. Arasaka's plans could not have gone worse. David is on his way to go save Lucy. He's going through Night City. There's no way like their anti-intelligence department, the two people that are doing this mission, can keep it a secret from the like higher ups now. And so they plan to double cross Faraday when he drops off Lucy. Adam Smasher, the boogeyman, is there to take care of David if he's any trouble.
Boogeyman.
David, Becca, and Falco are on their way to the tower, and on the way to the tower, Faraday kills Kiwi, which made me a little sad. Even though she double-crossed them, I like Kiwi.
Yeah, I just saw it coming so far away, though. I was like, he's going to double-cross her. She's an idiot. Like, why'd she do that?
Yeah.
He has no incentive to bring her along.
Yeah,
he can find another Netrunner.
Exactly. It's like, oh, dang it.
And before she dies, she gives the location of Faraday away. And when she's dying, you don't really see her, but you see the two goons that are attacking her. And you see she, like, takes down one of them by hacking into them. I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
No, yeah, that's such a game, like a nod to the game. It made me so happy. I was like, nice. She just, like, quick hacks them real quick. It's fun.
And then David shows up, saves Lucy, and Adam's like, no, you don't, and chases him down. David starts to lose it and goes crazy because they don't have any more medicine for him, but that booty is the medicine he needs.
Hey!
And Lucy kisses him, and with the power of love, brings him out of the psychotic break, which I know it makes sense. Not trying to underplay it, but it is kind of funny that, like, he is as chromed out as you could be, but the kiss is what brings him back to, like, some sanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it does show, like, you know, he's more powerful for the people around him. He's, I guess, has more willpower for them.
Yeah.
And Adam kills Becca. David stalls Adam long enough for Falco to get away with Lucy. David ends up dying to Adam, and Falco states that David's last request was to get Lucy to safety, split the payment, and to tell David he apologizes he can't get her to the moon. So the show's so tragic, dude. It
honestly is.
tragic.
Fun fact: where Rebecca dies in the game, if you go to that place in the actual game, you can get her shotgun. So it's kind of sick.
Oh.
It's an iconic shotgun. It's kind of sick that they put it in the game where she died. It's kind of sad at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like if you just watch the show, you're like, oh, I bet I know where that shotgun is, and yep, there it is.
I can go get that.
I do love though that they have like items from the show in the game. That is super cool. Like that's good continuity.
Yeah, because like
Honestly,
so,
though.
like it's kind of cool because like the mission that they added that is in ties with the EdgeRunner show is you see the brain dance that David saw at the intro of the show of the dude just going ham, right? You watch that brain dance, and then you suddenly are like, who's this? You find out a bunch of information. There's like background data on a guy named David. And you're like, who's David? And so then you reach out to a fixer who actually knew who he was and knew his crew.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fixer puts you in contact with the guy who joined the crew in the time skip Falco. And then Falco messages you and is like, hey, like, it basically like stuff went south, but if you want, here's this jacket. You can come pick it up, basically. And then he just leaves it in a spot for you can go pick up his jacket. So it's kind of interesting that they tied in characters like Falco in there, which then kind of leads me to think like they might bring Lucy back. Either she's on the moon or she could come back into the game, which is a really cool fact because she made it out. So.
Or did she?
Yeah, we totally haven't just said this entire show front to back.
Dude, I have a theory.
Yes.
She's going. I think to make this show even more tragic than it already is, when she gets to the moon, she starts like of course it's just in the show, but like you start hearing the song that they like first danced to on the moon, right? And then she starts like seeing like flashes of David like jumping around on the moon and stuff. And my brain went, the first time I saw it, oh, she's going crazy. Oh no. So
It's like a fun fan theory, but I don't want it to be true.
Oh no, I don't want it to be true either.
That's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, I like it as a fan theory, but I don't want to say it's true because I want her to show up in the show as like just this dope character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see with the theme of the show being so heavily focused around cyberpsychosis, it being true. I personally think that it's probably more like cinematography. Like that's just how they showed her thinking about those experiences. And I kind of agree with Abe. I don't want it to be true because towards the end of the show, she became my favorite character. She at the end of the show, Lucy's number one waifu.
She's dope. she's
number one waifu. Fight us on there.
Yeah.
Well, go please like, share, and subscribe to us and Abe, and have a fantastic day. This has been Noted.
Yeah, noted.
So, what's your guys' favorite characters? At the now that we've talked about the whole season.
I mean, so one thing I will say is like, obviously I played through the game a bunch, and I probably will stick with David and Lucy as like top two. But I will say them introducing Smasher, Smasher, and like his role in the story, like in the show, he was a good bad guy. Like he was freaking fire. And I loved his character and like, I don't know, he was dope. And like, I don't know, he's cool.
Well, I like that you mentioned him because my question for you actually, because I thought he was a really cool like bad guy villain. Is he in the game? Do you get to fight him? Because he gives off final boss energy, like hardcore final boss energy.
And you would be 100% correct there.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's not really spoiling anything to mention that because he's just kind of like, it's weird. So like in the show, he's like big bad boss dude, but in the game, he's more the henchman of the main bad boss dude. He's like the hired hand, the hired mercenary of him. And so he's like the last line of defense before you reach the main dude, right? Mm-hmm. So like in the game, you're kind of just like, you go fight him. And honestly, if you're a max level character, he's sadly a pushover. He is way too easy. And so it's one of those moments where I was like, dang, I loved him in the show because it just like painted this picture of him being just this dope dude. Because in the game, you get to that fight and it's kind of anticlimactic just a little bit. And so it's a little sad.
Well,
But also, I'm a min-maxer, so I go hard and I'm like top tier stats. If you went in like earlier game, it probably would feel more like a good boss fight, but yeah.
Man said he was chromed out, dude.
Bro, yeah, all of my main characters and my main builds are absolutely chromed out. And like, if you watch, like, not to plug my content, but I'm gonna do it.
No,
plug away.
So my starter pistol challenge, Daniel, you said you started to watch it, but like, did you watch all the way through? I'm guessing you didn't watch all the way through because you didn't want spoilers or anything.
Yeah, no, I got about halfway through and then I kind of stopped.
Yeah, so if you go to the fight with Smasher, because I'm just borged out, I literally am standing right in front of his face as he's just unloading on me. And I'm like letting him hit me because there was specific cyberware I had that was helping me do more damage if he did a certain amount of damage to me.
Yeah.
So the ending fight is me literally like, I'm treating him like a kid. I'm like, very good, Smasher, very good. So it's just like, it's a completely different energy than the show. Like, he's like, you're funny, that tickles, and he's literally just dying in front of me, and I'm like, bro, it's like, it's funny.
So even in a silly build where you're just using a pistol, he's a washover. That's wow.
But that's also because like I maxed out my health and armor because I knew that I would want to be able to max out my health and armor to just survive everything in that challenge playthrough. But yeah, with a starter pistol, I was still able to take him out. The one other challenge run I did, the 1 HP run, I've had a bunch of comments show up on that one of people being like, wow, the fight actually looks like how it should be. And I was like, yes. Literally took me hundreds of attempts and like, oh my gosh.
Your 1 HP run, when you were making that, dude, I was just like, this is gonna take him a minute.
Oh yeah, Smasher was like 3 days worth of attempts, hundreds of attempts to kill him. It was so hard. Because, I mean, if he does 1 damage to me, I'm dead immediately.
Yeah.
Like, just, that's it. I'm gone. So, yeah.
I mean, dude, even at the beginning with the driving and the drones flying and stuff.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh, that was so painful,
there were
bro.
a couple of times you'd walk out into the living room and you'd be like, dude, I can't do this. I just can't do this.
Oh, deep breaths. Yeah, that challenge was a pain, but it was actually a lot of fun. Like, I really enjoyed finishing it out and doing it because it was like, I don't know, it's just a good challenge. I love a good challenge, and the satisfaction of beating it, dude.
Oh yeah, I mean, the once you do it, it's the path that you get there that makes it so much sweeter, right? Like once you finish it.
It's like a brain dance, guys. It's like a dopamine rush, dude.
Honestly,
it's like
though,
drugs, man.
It was a better dopamine hit than killing Melina in Elden Ring. I'll say that.
Hey.
Melania. Sorry, Melania. Wrong name.
Yeah, how dare you disrespect.
Hardest boss in the game, by far.
How dare
in my opinion, anyway.
I was going to say, like,
everybody says it's the hardest boss, but like by far.
I don't either, Daniel. It's fine.
I'm just saying.
It's the girl with the winged helmet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. With like the wooden arm or something?
It's like the metal arm, and she has life steal, so if she hits you, she pretty much heals herself completely. So you have to play perfect.
Oh, that's fair. That's fun.
Anyways, enough about Elden
Lies.
We'll get back
Daniel,
into the show.
don't lie. That's stupid.
In a game like Elden Ring, it sucks, but anyways.
Oh yeah. Sarcasm. But so final thoughts on the show. What did you guys think of it?
Oh, okay, wait. Abe, we need to tell you how we rank things here.
Okay.
On the Noted
podcast. Yes.
So we have a 1 to 10.
Okay.
1 being ass. 10 being like, oh my gosh, I would 100% recommend this notable piece of cinema to friends and family. And then you have National Treasure. Okay?
Okay.
And National Treasure is, so far, is Shrek and Shrek 2.
Yeah. Because if you didn't know, Shrek is actually an American national treasure, like officially. So that's why we have that as a tier.
So funny.
So yes, now you know our scaling system. What would you scale?
I probably would put this show at like I want to say like a 8 or a 9. I do think that,
Okay.
to be real, I'd probably put it at 9. I'll put it at 9. I really, really, really liked the show. Like I said, I felt like it was rushed. There was like the one lack of attachment to the mother kind of situation. And I felt like David's reason for joining the EdgeRunners was just like, screw it kind of mentality. And I would have liked to have seen that just a little more polished. And then, like I said, it just feels too rushed. Like if that had been 2 seasons worth, like the time skip happened in between the seasons, it would have been like the coolest. I think it would have been such an amazing show. Mind you, it still is absolutely an amazing show. But those are, when I say that those are my only complaints, I mean those are literally my only complaints of the entire show. Like I thought they did an amazing job depicting the world that I've been playing in for years now, and also depicting how like depraved a cyberpunk style world would be, where everybody's literally like putting cyberware to replace their body parts. Like imagining a world where if you want to look different, you literally just have to pay to change your looks. Like, and what that would do to you mentally.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
The mental strain on a human for like the fact that money can solve all of your issues technically, physically, mentally, anything. Like technically money can do it, is like a really dangerous world to live in. And like, it makes sense why people go insane. It makes sense why cyberpsychosis is so like consistent in that world, is because like everybody is searching after something that they shouldn't be searching after, and it's freaking them all up. Like it's super interesting.
Yeah, I think next time I describe what a dystopia is to someone who doesn't understand what that term is, I'm just gonna say cyberpunk. Yeah, Night City, because like that's the first thing I noticed. Like on the first episode, I just like was writing down notes on my laptop, and I'm like, a bit of a dystopia we got here.
Like David's walking by and there's just a dude with a brain dance and basically like an automatic fleshlight on himself, like in the streets on the sidewalk, and it's like, hold up, and then he walks in on the doctor, and the doctor's doing the same thing, and you're like, okay, whoa,
this is a bit much.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
So Eric, what would you rate this show?
I give it a solid, like a solid 8. I hate time skips. That's it. Like I can look past like the lack of like mother time, simply just because like I get what they were doing. They were just trying to make a good reason for that. Like I still don't like it, but I can look past that. But I hate time skips. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. And this one, like, it turned a character that I loved. Like, David was so cool. And then, like, the next episode, he was just, like, he just turned into someone who I didn't like, because I knew he didn't want to become, like, this crazy robot man. Like he always said that he never wanted to do that, and then he did it, and I was just like, if you're gonna make him do that, at least let me process why he would do that. And I didn't get to have that as a viewer. Like it was just like, hey, guess what, all your friends just died, and now you're a leader of your group and you don't have a single ounce of flesh on him. And I was just like, I like it still, but I want to know how he got there.
Yeah, but I get you.
I still love it. It's just like that one thing. It just makes me hyperfixate on like, I just wanted like one episode of him like coming to terms with like, this is like the only way I gotta do it is to like, chrome myself kind of thing.
Yeah, like almost like they had a follow-up episode after like Manny and the other girl died, and it's him like taking the reins, and he's like, "Oh, I need to chrome up if I'm going to be the leader," type of thing.
Yeah, like putting on Maine's like fists and stuff like that. Just like something that like shows him like stepping into that like nothing stopping me kind of mentality, instead of just like, oh hey, guess what? It's been 10 years and David doesn't exist anymore. It's this new guy. His name's David still, but it's not David.
Yeah.
But I still liked it. An 8 is a good An 8 is a good
Oh yeah, 8's still a really good score.
Yes.
I
Daniel?
I would say probably like an 8.5, and the only reason why is I just wanted more. I just wanted more episodes.
That's exactly that's like my main complaint is I felt too crammed into a short, like I just wanted more info. Like
yeah. It's like I loved everything they gave me, and even though we all kind of touched on like the mother not having enough attachment there, even still the scene of her like crying saying like I'm doing everything to get you in here to this school, that scene I still felt was like beautifully voice act, and it was touching. And then watching her like pretty much die on the highway, like it's like, I don't know this character, but I care about David already, and he is sad, and so like I can kind of be sad for him in this way.
Wait, did we all watch like subtitles in Japanese? Yeah.
Oh no, I watched this in English.
What?
I watched it in English too. Okay. I didn't want to read 10 episodes.
Right, well,
I didn't realize it was in Japanese until afterwards, to be honest.
I'm sorry.
I just was like, you said something about voice acting, and I was like, oh yeah, the voice acting was really good. And I thought about it, I was like, wait, I might have listened to something completely different than you guys. So
yeah,
I mean,
I'm a big fan of going traditional anime and going subtitles with Japanese voiceovers. You know. Anyway, moving on.
The English voice acting was really good.
It was good. Okay.
Yeah.
I would imagine it's good. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I now that I know it's in Japanese, because I didn't even realize it was, I'm gonna have to rewatch this in Japanese, because I like watching anime in both. Because some anime is just way better in sub, and some is just better in dub. It just depends on the cast, but
that's true.
I was surprised that the dub was this good. So, but yeah, I enjoyed that, and also I absolutely love the intro song. As a fan of Franz Ferdinand, hearing Fire play made my heart soar so much. And then the animation for this show like really threw me back to like 80s, 90s anime art style.
Oh, big time. Like
Trigun, but polished. And I was like, yes, I love that. Like, I like newer anime art, but it's nice to have a throwback, you know?
I'm not that big of a fan of new anime art. Like, I can't stand Boruto.
Oh, okay, well, that show has
we're just not even gonna go into this. Let's move on.
Yeah, but I would say I felt similar feelings for David's character as I felt for Anakin in Revenge of the Sith. It's like, I love you so much. You're so cool. Why are you doing this? Stop.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
please stop.
I can feel that. Yeah.
Like, just the tragedy. And the show did a really good job of making me sad once everyone died, but then making me still invested to see what happens next. And I after I finished watching the show, I called Eric and I was like, why'd you make me watch this? I'm so sad. Why'd you do this to me? I'm so sad. I love it, but I'm so sad to see all these characters die. No.
So true.
It's a good one.
It's
a good one.
As I said, it's a good show if they kill off characters and make you actually like feel something.
Yup. It's good story writing.
It is. And at least not everyone died. We still got Lucy. We still got Falco, which the man with the mustache. I love it.
Yeah.
And so it was a nice little way to wrap it up.
And technically, if you play the game, Smasher is alive, but
fair.
But not after you kill him.
Oh man.
Okay,
it is.
So
yeah. Okay, you go.
Here's a question for you guys. If you could live in the city of Night City, and you could have one cybernetic upgrade, what would it be?
Ooh.
Daniel, I know that you're pretty much like picking it just from off of the show.
Yeah.
And Abe has way more things to pick from, and I'm pretty much just picking them off the show too, because I don't really know that much from the game.
This might sound like a kind of a funny choice, but
yes.
So Fingers, the guy that we've already mentioned a bunch, right? He's the only person who sells this, and it's a piece of leg cyberware that allows you to have basically hover jets. So your double jump all of a sudden becomes like a hover. And so like you can just double jump in the air and then just kind of hover around for a little bit and then you slowly kind of glide back down. And to me, I'm like, that would be kind of tight to just like hover around. Or just in general, the double jump feature. Yes, you could go like a Sand Division and go hard, but I'm like, I don't know. Like, how many use cases would you have for something like that? Whereas double jump, being able to like vault over stuff like crazy would be freaking tight, dude. It'd be so fun.
That would be dope. I mean, you could just run up a wall though with the Sand Division.
But the thing with the Sandy though, it's like
joke.
You're not going to be unless you're like David and out of your mind. You're only going to be able to use that like what, like 2 to 3 times a day, like they said.
Okay, I do want to clarify something that I was thinking about too. It says specifically that the one he's using is a prototype military grade Sandy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in the game, there's lower tier ones. And there's different tiers. And so like you can have legendary ones that you basically like in the game, how it works is you slow down time by like 30% for a given period of time. And then there's a cooldown once you're done with it. You have like a minute cooldown once it's done. But if you get like lower tier ones, you can actually get ones that last for like 4 seconds. And then the cooldown's like a minute. And they're like low tier ones. So technically you could probably get a Sand Division that's not gonna like, or I'll say Sandy because I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. You could probably get one that's not gonna just make you go crazy psycho. So
okay,
but
it just won't be as good.
It's
not gonna be as good or long lasting.
Yeah,
because the thing is, like with David's, it seems like he can just activate it and use it as long as he needs. Which there isn't one that does that in the game. In the game, you actually like you have a specific window of time where you're using it. So,
I wish that you could just endlessly use it. That'd be so cool.
It would be a bit busted. I think.
Duh! You just turn into the Flash.
I think I would choose the lungs that he gets.
Oh, like boost your stamina.
Yeah, I love to run and just like being able to just
go hard.
Yeah, dude, it would just be awesome to have those lungs. Those are like leg implants, like the leg implants he gets like in the first episode of the time skip when they show him like do the jump. I thought that would be cool.
So like, there's 4 different leg cyberware in the game. So there's the double jump, there's the thruster one, then there's one that's like a charge jump, which is I think what he used.
Okay.
You charge it and you do a big jump, and then the last one is actually called like the Lynx Paw, which actually makes you completely silent and reduces fall damage and stuff, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that's
so he makes you really sneaky and stuff, and you sneak when you're crouched and sneaking, you move faster too. I think I could be wrong on that fact.
Okay,
but
no, you're right. You are the master here.
Okay. I actually think that might have been a mod that I saw that actually buffed them and made you move faster while using it.
Okay.
Anyways.
All of CyberPunk is a mod, dude.
It's real though.
If it works, it works.
I think the other cyberware I'd be tempted to, but I'm like, that it's just borderline kind of sketchy. Like, what would I use it for?
Yeah.
Is there's you can put on your skin like a invisibility cloak, and you go full invisible, like can't be seen at all.
Sick.
It would be sick.
Have to be naked
but
though.
The game doesn't. You don't have to be in the game. But my only issue is like, what is your intention with that? And is it sketchy stuff? So
yeah,
it'd be cool, but like, it's weird. It's weird.
You're right.
Let's be honest. Most people, if they had something like that, would do a lot of sketchy stuff with it. Like,
yeah,
that is correct.
What about you, Eric? What would your choice be?
I think I would do like some Netrunner stuff. Like how
Cyberdeck?
Like yeah, dude. I decide Cyberdeck,
yeah.
No, like the Kiwi. You know how she like matrixes in kind of thing, like spike in the back of the head kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then like Lucy can like run around like essentially like inside of a computer or something like that. I think that would be sick. Being able to like
Netrunner,
dude. Oh, I feel like that'd be dope.
That'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So when you can you do net running like how Lucy does it? Like when they show her demonstrate like going through all those puzzles when she's like, and the same thing that Kiwi does as well. Like, can you do that in the game?
Kinda. So I'm trying to think of yes. There's one major instance of this where you are brought into like a room full of a bunch of netrunners, and they put you into a dive, and you go into what's known as the dark web with them, because there's someone who their psyche was turned into a digitized version of a psyche, and you actually go into the dark web to find them, like their digitized self in the dark web, and you have a conversation with this person who is technically dead, but they're alive in the cyberspace, basically.
They like uploaded their
pulled a Johnny
consciousness.
Depp.
Yep. So there is that situation. I won't say any names, so you can actually experience it a little bit yourself. But it's cool.
Yeah.
It's really it's really cool.
That's really interesting.
Yep. So there's that one instance where you go in and talk with this person.
Yeah. I need to finish this
Yeah,
game.
you do, bro.
I know. Ah.
I know. I feel like we're getting David to want to pick it up now. Or Daniel.
Yeah.
Daniel,
Yeah,
my bad.
I mean, it's all good. You want to be the first, and you won't be the last. I just need a PC that can play it. So
that's a valid point. It's a valid point.
Yeah.
I'll just have to upgrade, because I mean, I am interested in it, but it's definitely one of those games that I feel like to play it decently, it takes a pretty decent machine.
Yeah. I mean, to run it on high graphics for me while streaming it, I'm running a 3080 Ti. So
Oh yeah. Oh.
yeah.
Oi.
Barba Durkle.
That gives you an idea.
Yeah.
I don't have ray tracing on though. I turned off ray tracing because when I'm playing the game, I don't notice it, and it eats so much of my CPU or my GPU that I'm just like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Can't have your extra reflections.
Because honestly, the in-game fake reflections actually are pretty legit. They're just not perfect.
Yeah, that's facts. That is facts.
So it's like, I'm like, I don't need ray tracing. It's cool. If I'm just walking around, maybe I'll turn it on,
But not like when you're just actively just
when I'm like running around the world and I'm like trying to shoot some dudes and do some classic Grand Theft Auto crap where you just drive around and shoot dudes. Then nah, dude, no reason to have ray tracing. You can't tell a difference.
Yeah. Well, do you
Okay.
want to take us out?
Yes, sir. So, if you liked this episode, feel free to like and subscribe to us, but then also follow the description and go to Abe's channel. And if you like what you see there as well, you should like and subscribe. And Abe,
Yes.
thank you for being on the podcast, dude.
Yeah, thank you.
Happy to do it. Happy to give my insight.
A blast. What is coming up? I know that you said it like a couple days ago. It's been like 20 minutes, but like a couple days ago, you said what you were doing. But what games are coming to the channel, dude?
Yeah, remind the viewers.
Yeah, okay.
remind
I mean,
the
so if you
peeps.
want me to go in here, I'll go in. So
I mean, if
obviously
you
you got
want
the new Call of Duty coming. I'm gonna go play through that. I got the new God of War coming. I'm gonna play the Callisto Protocol when that comes out. You also got a game called give me 1 second. Pull up my wish list here.
Oh.
Where are we going?
Daniel,
Edit.
Barba Durkle.
Eek, Barbara. Dude, I use that phrase all the time, and I know I'm not using it the way they use it in the show, but like, I just love using it.
Atomic Heart.
Oh yes, I
I'm really
remember
excited for that
watching
game.
those trailers.
And then the last one on my list of like for sure is Starfield.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah,
yes,
I know
yes,
Eric's
yes,
uber
yes.
hyped for Starfield.
Yes.
I mean, Eric's super hyped, but he also didn't really play Skyrim or Fallout 4. So I to me, those are like those are like my gems. Like those are the games that I will always go back to. So Starfield, I'm like beyond excited for. And I know a lot of people are looking at Starfield and they're like, they made 76. It's like not like it's gonna be good. It's a single player focused game. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, like I still love Bethesda. I mean, they've
absolutely.
They've
I even
done...
liked 76. Unpopular opinion. I even liked it.
He said hot take. Hot take.
I know,
No.
I know a handful of people who did. I'm not a huge Fallout guy, but I love Elder Scrolls. That's my bread and butter, and I'm just waiting.
Yeah, which is coming after Starfield now. It's coming after. It's coming after. Yeah, I'm excited. Anyways, those are like the games that are on my list right now of like for sure gonna play. And then obviously you got the Cyberpunk DLC coming out in 2023, and apparently
Yup.
CD Projekt Red decided to say, here's our 10-year plan, and basically announce a Cyberpunk 2, which was weird. So who knows when that's coming, but it's apparently coming. They also announced like the new Witcher and like a new IP that they're working on that they haven't even said the name of yet. It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why they did all that, but I guess it's all coming.
Everybody's doing the 10-year plan.
Yeah, I don't like it, though.
Marvel started it.
I don't like it, though.
I like the way Nintendo does it, where they just like keep you on the edge of your seat. They're just like, hey, in 6 months this game's coming out. Have fun, bye. Like I like that. I mean, it's nice knowing the future, but you can't disappoint me if I don't know.
That was like my thing with like Starfield was like with Fallout 4, they announced it and then it came out like 3 months later.
Mm-hmm.
And Starfield, they're like all of a sudden they're like, oh no, we're gonna announce it and it's not gonna come out for like another 4 years. And it was like, oh, okay, come on, like it's like jerks. Anyways.
Just give it to us now.
I want it now.
Okay, well, thank you guys for listening so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay, bye.
This has been
No, it is.